Hey guys, welcome to this session by Intellipaat. In this session, we are going to look into a comparative analysis on Chef versus Puppet. So Chef and Puppet are both configuration management tools which helps in the DevOps life cycle. So that's what we are going to look into this session. And before moving on with it, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already so that you don't miss our upcoming videos, and also leave a like if you enjoy our content. Now without any further delays, let's begin with it.
Hey everyone, welcome to this session by Intellipaat. So in this session, we're going to compare Chef and Puppet. So first we understand what is Chef and then move ahead with the comparison. So before moving on with this session, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel and also leave a like if you enjoy our content. And if you want more from us, obviously leave the comment of the title of the video or whichever content you want to see from our YouTube channel. Leave that in the comment section and we'll be sure that we'll give you that video sooner. So now let's begin with this session. So first of all, before understanding Chef and Puppet, we'll have to first understand what are they. So Chef and Puppet are basically configuration management tools. So now as a system admin in a company, let's say you're a system admin and you're monitoring and managing all the servers over there. So there are multiple servers. Let's say there are hundreds of servers, or let's just be precise, there are 100 servers, you are maintaining them. So now when one server goes down, the system admin or you as a system admin can basically go ahead and check what is the problem, troubleshoot it and rectify it. But what if multiple servers like 10 or 50 or even hundreds of servers are at fault and there are some problems in your data center? So now it'll be hard for you to go through every single PC, every single server and manually correcting them, right? So that would be a lot of work and that would take a very long time. So what came in to solve this problem? Basically, they are configuration management tools. So now using these tools, what you can do is you can basically run configuration files across to all of these servers from one master server. That is, you can basically do the task one time and that basically will make sure that particular configuration is executed in all the 100 servers and all the 100 servers will be rectified in no time. So instead of working on each and every server manually, you can do the work manually once and it will automatically manage your work across all the servers which are connected to it. So that basically is configuration management. You have one central server, you have one master server, which basically is connected to all the client machines and or the agent machines. And on the agent machines, if there are any problem, you basically send out these configuration files and trying to rectify them. So this is basically what and why do we need Chef and Puppet for. So there are other tools also. There is also Ansible. So now in this session, we're going to only concentrate on Chef versus Puppet. That is, we are going to just look at the comparison of Chef and Puppet. We are not going to indulge in any technical discussions of how Chef can be used, where it will be good or where Puppet can be used. So like that, we'll not be doing that. We'll be just comparing these two and I'll be giving you an idea of what exactly. There are no better tools here. You'll have to choose the tool apt for the project you're doing or the company you're working for. So now let's start with it. So first, what is Chef? So Chef is a configuration management tool that manages the infrastructure by writing code rather than using a manual process so that it can be automated, tested and deployed very easily. So instead of doing a manual process of rectifying something in a server, Chef is a code-based approach in which you basically write code which is more than enough to basically rectify the issues in the server. So you create a configuration file which is basically this code which basically instructs the server on what to do and how to do it. And once all of those steps are executed, then basically the configuration is done. And if there is only one file, in that case your configuration will be done and you can basically run this code file on all 100 servers in a single go by just pushing it to one master server. Next, Puppet. So again, Puppet is also a configuration management tool. It is a free management tool for centralizing and automating configuration management. It is one of the most used configuration management tools for deploying, configuring and managing servers. So it's pretty much the same as Chef. There are some differences that we'll discuss later in this session. So these two are configuration management tools. Both are popular tools across the DevOps community. And so these two are the ones which we'll be looking into. So now, first, let's understand the similarity and then move on to the comparison. So first, the similarity between these two. First one is both have a master client architecture. So Chef basically has a master client and Puppet basically has a master agent. So the name is different. So in Chef, slave is called as client, Puppet it is called as agent, that's it. But they both have a master slave architecture. Next, Chef client runs on every mission and Puppet client runs on every agent mission. So on every mission which is connected to the master, the Puppet client should run or the Chef client should run on them. Only if the client is running on them, the Puppet master could keep an eye and keep monitoring them. Now, client nodes automatically pull configurations from the central server. Both are the same for both of these tools. That is because pull configurations basically, if there are any new configuration files and new changes has to happen, the client node in which the Chef client or the Puppet client is running, they basically check for new configuration files to run on. So if they find any, they'll automatically pull it and send it to all the servers for them to run. So you don't need to basically provide any instruction. You just upload the new files you have and automatically will be pulled by the nodes themselves. And also both Chef and Puppet are scalable. So once everything is set up, the tools can basically handle large infrastructures. That basically means they are apt for a cloud infrastructure. If you're going to use configuration management tool and if your company is already using cloud in some way, make sure that you are basically going to take up Chef or Puppet and they are running on a cloud tool like AWS or Azure, because that basically ensures the scalability. Chef and Puppet are already scalable. Cloud tools like AWS and Azure can give you a lift on the scalability basically, because obviously they are the world's largest cloud providers and they are really scalable and flexible. Moving on to the cost.
Hey guys, if you're looking for an end-to-end training session on DevOps, we at Intellipaat are providing you a DevOps certification training course which is in collaboration with IBM and NASCOM. You can check out those details in the description box below.
Again, this is one of the topics which is spoken about. Even though Chef and Puppet are open source tools, basically you get some nodes for free. So even though they're open source, but still the servers, the nodes which you're going to run on is running on some data center. So obviously that would cost you. So now in Chef Automate server has an annual fee of $137 per node. So in Puppet Premium Support Plan has an annual fee of $199 per node. So in this case, basically it is a premium support plan. That basically means they give you personal calls. You can basically call them and ask for any doubts, for any corrections, any issues. So that basically is premium support plan. And if you're taking that up, for each node, it will cost you $199. And then Chef Hosted has an annual fee of $72 per node. So in Chef Hosted, you will have to do all the hard work. In Chef Automated, is already a setup server for you which is given to you. Chef Hosted, they'll give you the basic components which you'll have to put up together. So that is $72 per node.
Just a quick info guys. Test your knowledge of DevOps by answering this question. Which configuration management tool has an extended API? A. Chef. B. Puppet. C. Both. Comment down your answers in comment section below. Whoever gets the correct answer will win 5,000 points in Intellipaat wallet. Subscribe to Intellipaat to know the winners. Now let's continue with the session.
And Puppet standard support plan is $112 per node. So in Puppet, there's also one more. It is $99 per node without basically support plans. Now coming to the third point, AWS Chef Automate. That is, AWS has a configuration management tool called OpsWorks, and in OpsWorks they provide you Chef and Puppet to choose from. So in this case, if you're choosing Chef, they're providing you the first 5 nodes for free. After that, it'll obviously cost you. So the value is provided in the top. Chef Automate is $137 per node annually. So now Chef Automate, AWS Chef Automate provides first 5 nodes for free. Again, in Puppet, open source Puppet basically is providing 10 nodes for free, and after 10 nodes, it will cost you the amount. If you're choosing a standard support or a premium support plan, in that case, it will cost you that much. If not, it will cost you $99 per node. So these are the enterprise costs. So now let's move on to the comparison. So now the company which developed Puppet is Puppet Labs, and Chef company, the name of the company was Opscode. Right now it became Chef, it was formerly known as Opscode. So next is friendliness. So that basically means whether the tool is friendly towards a certain aspect. So Puppet is system friendly and Chef is program friendly. System friendly in the sense it's pretty easy to operate, it's pretty easy to set up. Chef is really tough to set up if you're not taking Chef Automate, it'll be really tough to set up. But as it is code driven, you basically need to know how to write quality code in order to make the configurations work. That's it. If you know that, it's really friendly. Next, API integration. Puppet does not have an extended API. Chef has extended API, and we all know APIs are really important. If you have an API, you can programmatically access certain things from the servers. So now Chef is basically program or code driven, and that's why they also have an extended API. So support platforms are pretty similar. The only difference would be that Puppet has most of them and Chef also has most of them, but like Solaris or Ubuntu or Windows, so some of the operating systems are only provided by community support. They're not actually provided by Chef themselves, but they're only provided in community support. Okay, so we've done with the comparison over here. It's pretty a simple comparison, a simple talk about how Puppet and Chef works. So now, what are the pros and cons of Chef and Puppet? So first, let's look at the pros of both of them. So Chef is code driven, and as it is code driven, it gives you more flexibility and control. That is, you can write any code you want. Basically, you can have more control over what exactly has to take place in the servers. Next is Knife. So Knife is basically like a package manager for Chef, and it basically makes the installation process of Chef much easier. But even though Chef is really complex to install or really complex to work with, but still Knife tries to make it a little bit easier. And then collection of configuration, APIs and model recipes are provided. So they already have a set of model recipes which you can take and use and check how it works. So also they have APIs, they have configuration files. All of this is already provided. You can basically use them for any, let's say if you want to practice with, or if you're starting off with it, then you can basically go ahead with it. Next is Puppet. User interface is easy and friendly to use. So as I told you, Chef is a little bit complex, but Puppet is not. Next, reporting. In Puppet, you can easily report and basically use the awesome reporting capabilities of Puppet, and you can basically share it across your other servers. So the reporting capability of Puppet is very, very good, and also well-established support community. As I already told you, there are some premium and standard support plans. So when you take up those plans, even if you don't take up those plans, in this case, they already have a well-established support community in which you can basically find most of the answers for. Now let's look at the cons. So as I told you, Chef is a complex tool. There are so many things to it. And if you're setting it up manually, then that would really be a headache. Push configuration is not supported. So as we already talked about pull, that it automatically picks up whether if there is a new configuration file and runs it on all the servers. So in this case, in push configurations, basically the master node takes the control. In pull configuration, as I told you, whenever there is new configuration, it will be taken. So that is basically looked at by the client or the agent node. So they'll be looking for new configuration files. If there it is, they'll take it. But in this case, in a push configuration, it is the master or the master node which basically checks whether there are new things, and it will push it into these clients or nodes for them to perform that task. So two differences. One is in push, basically the master node pushes the configuration files into the client nodes. In pull configurations, the client node will basically look into the master node, and if there are any new configuration files, they'll take it. Next one, without Ruby and procedural coding, it'll be very hard to start with Chef, or you'll basically have to learn a lot. So as I already told you, Chef is a code driven or a program driven language, and it uses procedural coding. So in this case, if you do not know that, it'll take a long time to basically master Chef. Now coming to the cons of Puppet, support for a pre-Ruby version is in the process of being scaled out. So that basically means, so the pre-Ruby versions, if you're using an older version, in that case, they are being deprecated and they'll not be available soon. Model driven approach, in that case it's code driven. Here it is model driven. You show, in this case in Chef, you basically tell and show what to do and how to do it. But in Puppet, you only tell what to do. That's basically model driven approach. But in that case, if you're just telling what to do, the master decides how to do it. In that case, you have less control. Then advanced tasks needs CLI. In Chef, you're obviously writing it as a code. So every single task you can write it as a code. You don't need a CLI for that purpose separately. I'm saying separately. But in Puppet, advanced tasks need CLI, and without Ruby, you cannot do anything over there. So these are the pros and cons of Puppet. coming to the next one is the Chef architecture and the Puppet architecture. So over here you can see these are the nodes. So Chef client is installed in all of these nodes. So here they're just showing you a physical virtual machine. It's a physical machine, it's a cloud machine, it's a network in a local data center. So these are all nodes, and all the nodes have Chef client installed in them. So they are basically nodes, and the workstation is where you have control over. So you have the settings, you have your cookbooks, you can basically upload your cookbooks. You also have the knife CLI from which you can basically push the cookbooks into, and once you push it, you can basically run the recipes onto these client nodes. So you can see there is communication between them. So you can basically push these, and over here you have the node object, you have the policies, and using the node object, so the node object basically has the run list of what has to be run on the client nodes, and all those basically the node object is copied into all of the client nodes. So let's say this node object is copied into all of these client nodes, and an updated copy is also stored in the master server. And once it is done, so all the things which are in the run list takes place in all of the nodes, and the nodes are updated. So source control, basically you can store your cookbooks in a version control tool like GitHub. You can basically pick those recipes and cookbooks from over there. Okay, so this is the Chef architecture. I just wanted to give you a brief of it. If you want to know more about the Chef architecture, go ahead and understand each and every tool, each and every component of Chef, and then look at the architecture. You'll get a more understand. Basically, you will understand it more than right now.
Just a quick info, guys. Test your knowledge of DevOps by answering this question. Which configuration management tool has an extended API? A. Chef, B. Puppet, C. Both. Comment down your answers in comment section below. Whoever gets the correct answer will win 5,000 points in Intellipaat wallet. Subscribe to Intellipaat to know the winners. Now let's continue with the session.
And then the Puppet architecture. So here you have your configuration repository where all the configuration files are being stored. So Puppet Master basically pushes all of the configuration files into each of the nodes. So there is something different over here. In this case, the Puppet Master and Puppet agents communicate via SSL, that is secure shell. So that's fine, it's just for secure communication. So now the Puppet agent basically sends certain facts, basically key value pairs. So in this case, first the Puppet agent sends the facts, that is facts in the sense key value pairs, which basically contain the variables, the information which are required to send to the Puppet Master for asking what they need. So now in return, the Puppet Master sends a catalog, but the catalogs are unique for each and every Puppet agent. So you may ask why, because all the servers need the same configuration. Sometimes they don't need. So now the Puppet Master checks the facts, and according to the variables, according to the needs, it creates a catalog with all the rules, with all the privileges which are separate for each and every Puppet agent or node. So once it figures that out, it basically sends out a catalog to the Puppet agent, and the configurations are made. So now once that is done, a report is sent back to the Puppet Master, and this report can be taken and viewed by you. So that's what is said, that reporting capabilities in Puppet are really good and it can be done. So now once the catalog goes, it sends back a report which you can take up and use. So this is the Puppet and the Chef architecture. So if you want to learn more about this, go ahead and check out our DevOps tutorial, in which we have a lot of content. We have Docker, Kubernetes, Chef, Puppet, Nagios. So we have covered all of this, and if you want to learn more how to use it, go ahead and check out our YouTube channel, in which you're basically watching this video right now. So you can check out more of that in those videos. So coming to the next one, which are clients. So Chef is used by these companies over here. So it is used by more thousands of companies. I just wanted to give you a brief. So Airbnb, Facebook, Slack, and DigitalOcean are four major companies who are using Chef for their configuration management needs. So now coming to Puppet, Twitch, Uber, PayPal, and Salesforce are using Puppet basically for their configuration management needs. So one thing I can say is that if you basically learn Chef or Puppet, you can get into one of these major companies who are basically using these DevOps tools in their tech stacks. So go ahead, start learning DevOps. So I think we've come to the end of the session, and before ending the session, I want to remind you, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel and also leave a like if you enjoy our content. If you want to learn more, go ahead and check out intellipaat.com/blog, where we have blogs for each and every technology. You can check out all the major blog topics while you enter the site itself. We already have a list of it. You can just click on it and it'll take you over there. For example, if you want to look into artificial intelligence blogs and tutorials, we have a button for it. You can click on it, you will be taken over there. And then coming to YouTube, again, we upload videos every single day, we take lives every single day. And so if you enjoy our content, please leave a like and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. So that's it, guys.
Hey guys, if you're looking for an end-to-end training session on DevOps, we at Intellipaat are providing you a DevOps certification training course, which is in collaboration with IBM and NASCOM. You can check out those details in the description box below.
Okay guys, we've come to the end of this session. I hope this session was helpful and informative for you. If you have any queries, leave a comment down below, and if you want us to make a video on a certain topic, even leave that down below and we'll make a video soon. Thank you. Have a great day.